Congratulations, you've done more than just endure. You've conquered an unspoken spiritual challenge. Now comes your season of receiving. This test arrived without warning, cloaked in moments of quietude, solitude, waiting, perhaps even anguish. But its significance was profound. Your survival through this period speaks to the resilience within you that weathered the storm. Whether you perceive it as divine intervention, cosmic alignment, or something beyond human comprehension, you've been observed, evaluated in instances you never realized were pivotal. And now, the response to your presence has transformed. Each instance where you remained steadfast, every time you honored your authentic self, it was noted. While others faltered, you persevered. This explains your presence here, why these words resonate with you now. Moving forward, your energy will naturally repel spaces that don't serve you and magnetize those that do. You're not merely observed anymore, you're deeply understood. Yet, before progressing, there's an essential truth you must always remember. It explains why your journey has consistently felt more challenging than others. Your selection happened long before you comprehended why life seemed more demanding for you. That burden wasn't misfortune, it was a marker. You've always stood apart. Too profound for superficial discourse, too perceptive for social pretenses. Your challenges weren't penalties. They were sacred initiations, each experience molding you for a destiny uniquely yours. Conformity was never your path. Your purpose was remembrance. And now, the seemingly disconnected elements of your journey are forming a coherent picture. Every crisis, each period of silence, all moments that felt like punishment were actually preparing you to shoulder a weight that would crush most others. You weren't being destroyed, you were being strengthened. And now the seal has been broken. The subtle whispers of your calling are about to become unmistakable declarations. You've reached the turning point. Everything transforms. But here's the hidden truth. Once your calling activates, your reality doesn't simply progress. It reconstructs itself around your presence. As you cross this sacred threshold, life ceases to flow in its previous pattern. It begins responding to your essence. The mental haze that clouded your decisions starts dissipating. Scattered elements suddenly reveal their connection. The synchronicities, messages, and relationships all align effortlessly. You'll witness people entering your life organically. Interactions and encounters will weave together like chapters in an unfolding story you didn't realize you were creating. Authentic opportunities, aligned with your true nature, will naturally gravitate toward you. This transformation didn't occur because the world suddenly became more benevolent. It manifested because you evolved. Your energetic shift preceded everything. You realigned with your truth. And now the universe has no choice but to reflect this profound truth back to you. Your internal reality is finally manifesting in the external world. And this alignment is working powerfully in your favor. But this synchronicity represents only half of what's unfolding. The other half lies in what you've permanently released. Reflect on everything that attempted to divert you from your path. The individuals who depleted your energy. The recurring cycles of uncertainty and procrastination. The unexpected turbulence that seemed to emerge precisely when you were gaining momentum. These weren't random occurrences. They were spiritual examinations, energetic snares crafted to keep you entangled in the insignificant, preventing you from channeling your energy toward what truly matters. But here's what's different now. You maintained your alignment. You ceased fueling the wrong energies. You declined to re-enter the patterns that once dominated your existence. They no longer resonate with your elevated frequency. That's why the chaos has subsided. You've transcended it. And when you rise above something, it loses its power to affect you as it once did. What previously disturbed you now passes through without impact. The dynamic has shifted, and you're operating on an entirely different plane. Your internal metamorphosis has been ongoing, but now others perceive it too. People sense your transformation before you speak. Your evolution radiates outward, restructuring how the world interacts with you. Your presence carries authentic gravitas now. It's the kind of energy that can't be manufactured, purchased, or artificially created. It's an essence that precedes your physical presence, the type that causes others to pause instinctively. Your silence now carries more power than your previous words ever possessed. Explanations have become unnecessary because your very essence communicates something undeniable. Even strangers take notice, not due to your appearance, but because your energy resonates differently, more powerfully, more grounded. Your vibrational frequency has become your primary form of communication, speaking volumes beyond verbal expression. And here's what most fail to comprehend. This isn't about power or control. It's about energetic harmony. Your energy has achieved internal coherence. Consequently, anything or anyone misaligned with your frequency immediately senses the disparity. Some will be magnetically drawn closer, while others naturally distance themselves. Both responses validate your evolution. Your current energy signals your transition from mere survival to complete embodiment, and this transformation continues to intensify. Something within you has crystallized. You notice it in subtle ways. That intuitive whisper has transformed into clear guidance, sometimes communicating without words. You're perceiving truth more rapidly, sensing realities before they're verbalized. Your responses aren't delayed or uncertain anymore. They're immediate, accurate, and consistently aligned with truth. Intentions now reveal themselves with crystal clarity, requiring no excavation on your part. You naturally step away from inauthentic connections before they can establish roots, as their discordant vibrations become immediately apparent. When something resonates with your truth, it draws you in with magnetic precision. There's no need for analysis or doubt because the energetic pull is undeniable. Your internal guidance system has shed its former confusion, now firmly oriented toward authentic purpose. This transformation stems from releasing the fear, dissolving the mental chatter, and clearing the persistent interference that kept you disconnected from your core truth. The universe didn't bestow new gifts upon you. It simply removed the barriers that muffled your inner voice. That voice remains your most reliable compass. As you continue honoring it, its resonance grows stronger until choices become natural and your path illuminates effortlessly before you. This season calls for decisive action, not hesitation. This moment demands full expression, not contraction or waiting for additional confirmation. The signs you seek have already manifested. Those doors you once desperately sought to open weren't actually locked. They simply weren't meant for you. Now the portals aligned with your destiny are opening organically. A purposeful current flows beneath you, guiding your journey. You're not wandering aimlessly. You're being intentionally directed. Not through luck or forceful determination, but because your energy has finally synchronized with your divine trajectory. Whether you recognize this force as God, universal consciousness, source energy, or an ineffable higher power, it moves in perfect harmony with you, not ahead, not above, but alongside. You're not encountering random opportunities. You're being precisely positioned. The convergence of people, circumstances, and choices manifesting now isn't merely coincidental. These elements are precisely calibrated, resonating at the exact frequency you've cultivated within. This marks the fundamental shift. Previously, you strived to demonstrate worthiness, pursuing alignment as if it were an achievement to be earned. Now you embody it completely. Rather than forcing your life to conform, it's naturally restructuring itself around your evolved essence. This isn't about unfounded confidence or impulsive action. It's about the profound inner knowing that emerges when your spirit recognizes its path before your conscious mind comprehends it. Questions and uncertainties will persist, yet you'll no longer feel lost within them because your core being has found its center. Something within you knows. Something remembers. With each step forward, the evidence becomes clearer. The divine timing, the synchronicities, the perfectly orchestrated moments confirm that this isn't random chance. This isn't coincidence. This is divine design. This is the natural outcome when alignment becomes fully integrated into your being. When you cease waiting for external validation because you've already validated yourself, the path ahead becomes luminous. Not because the challenges diminish, but because your perspective has fundamentally shifted. When obstacles materialize, you navigate them with newfound sovereignty, not through rigid control, but through deep-seated trust. Trust in your innate wisdom. Trust in life's natural unfoldment. Trust in the sacred intelligence that has been your constant companion, even in moments when its presence felt distant. The need to force outcomes dissolves. The compulsion to prove your worth fades. The urge to sacrifice your serenity for acceptance disappears. That former version of you, perpetually seeking direction, has transformed. In their place stands someone who understands a profound truth. You were chosen the moment you embrace your authentic calling. Continue forward. The right pathways aren't in some distant future. They're already accessible, waiting patiently for your arrival. You might perceive this evolution as a private pilgrimage, an internal metamorphosis witnessed only by your soul, where you alone comprehended the depth of healing required and the intensity of those dark nights. Perhaps you believe that this profound growth, this systematic releasing, has remained invisible to the external world. But this perception isn't accurate. Your transformation has been radiating far beyond your immediate awareness. Before you felt prepared, something within you began transmitting signals into your environment. These subtle yet potent frequencies have been reaching others, whether they consciously recognize them or not. Your communication transcends words. You're emanating pure presence. Simply by embodying your authentic self, you've become a living testament to what's possible. People sense this shift. Some struggle to articulate it, yet they feel it nonetheless. It manifests in your way of listening, your manner of moving, your ability to exist without justification. The dynamics of conversation shift in your presence. The energetic field transforms when you're near. This isn't about dominance or ego assertion. It's about an internal coherence that naturally commands attention. You're demonstrating what genuine groundedness looks like. For many, this represents their first direct encounter with such authenticity. Even those who previously overlooked you are now paying attention, not always openly or consciously, but observing from the periphery. They notice how you've withdrawn from drama, how you decline without guilt, how you maintain inner peace without seeking external approval. Though they remain silent, they're absorbing these lessons. Something within them awakens in response. Then there are those who begin their own transformation in your presence, not through your direct guidance or advice, but because you maintain a frequency that resonates with their dormant potential. Something in your essence causes others to pause, contemplate, and delve deeper within themselves. Your authentic presence unlocks dormant potential in those around you. This isn't a minor achievement. It's your enduring legacy. You've become a gentle disruption to the stories people tell themselves. Simply by embracing your truth, you're expanding their perception of what's possible. You're not forcing transformation. You're extending an invitation, and that subtle invitation carries profound impact. Your power lies not in volume but in distinctiveness. You move through spaces like a gentle breeze, yet somehow everything shifts in your wake. You're the kind of presence that lingers in people's consciousness long after encounters end, not for your words, but for the resonance of your being. Here's what requires your recognition now. This influence isn't something acquired through effort or achievement. It emerges naturally when someone aligns so completely with their authentic nature that their environment begins to mirror this alignment. You're not actively changing others. You're awakening their remembrance of their own transformative potential. You're not their savior. You're the catalyst that activates their innate wisdom. This aspect of your impact operates beyond conscious control. It's the subtle force that works beneath the surface, independent of your direct intention. Yet make no mistake, the impact is real. People are transforming in response to your presence. Environments are recalibrating to match your frequency. And none of this requires your conscious permission. Your evolution has become a template for others' growth. Few possess the capacity to remain grounded while witnessing another's emotional turbulence. Most individuals, when confronted with raw pain, either retreat or attempt to fix it. They search for perfect words, offer misaligned advice, or withdraw because they can't handle such vulnerability. But you've evolved differently. You've accessed a rare state of presence, not through academic learning or practice techniques. You've earned it through your journey, through every challenge faced, every wound healed, every emotion fully felt. You've developed an unshakable inner stability. When suffering enters your space, you remain steady. When someone begins to unravel, you resist the urge to hastily reconstruct them. You stay present, bear witness, and hold space. This isn't emotional detachment. It's deep understanding born from experience. The knowledge that not every wound needs immediate closure. Some experiences need space to breathe. Some truths need to emerge gradually, without pressure for immediate coherence. Your presence offers this sacred container of safety, where others can completely deconstruct without fear of abandonment or judgment. Whether you name it divine consciousness, cosmic energy, inner wisdom, or leave it unnamed, this higher power has been methodically shaping your journey, not solely for your personal healing, but to transform you into an anchor of stability in an unpredictable world. You've become a vessel strong enough to contain both your own metamorphosis and others' journeys without losing your essential nature. This explains why strangers feel compelled to share their deepest truths with you. Why they often pause, surprised by their own openness, saying things like, "I can't explain why I'm sharing this with you," or "I've never voiced this before." This isn't random chance or coincidence. It's a divine orchestration, a spiritual positioning. Your energy now carries a unique signature, serene yet profound, unwavering yet gentle, that silently communicates, "You can be authentic here. Your truth is safe." And when the emotional weight intensifies, you no longer absorb it as you once did. The key difference is your newfound understanding of where compassion ends and codependency begins. You've realized that empathy doesn't require carrying others' burdens. Genuine care doesn't necessitate emotional depletion. You've mastered the delicate balance between tenderness and boundaries, between nurturing and self-preservation. This strength manifests quietly, without fanfare or announcement. It's experienced, remembered, and lingers in spaces long after you've departed, evident in how people feel inexplicably lighter after encountering your presence. This explains the nature of your refinement process. This is why you were guided through seasons that required you to fully experience your own pain without distractions or escapes. Those experiences prepared you to sit with others in their darkness, not as their savior, but as their witness. Not to fix what isn't broken, but to reflect their inherent wholeness. Your presence itself is healing, not through forceful intervention, but through the power of steady, patient witnessing that creates space for natural healing to unfold. In a world that rushes past emotions, suppresses grief, and avoids depth, you've become remarkably different. You're the one who maintains eye contact with pain. In doing so, you've stepped into one of the most sacred spiritual roles, becoming someone who can stand steadfast with others in their darkness, not to forcefully pull them out, but to gently remind them that light remains accessible. There comes a moment in your evolution when your internal self-image no longer aligns with your current reality. You notice it subtly at first, in conversations that no longer trigger old wounds, in memories that once overwhelmed you now passing through like temporary clouds. You begin to recognize that the version of you who endured those challenges has transformed, not through erasure of the past, but through transcendence of its hold on your present reality. The weight of those years no longer burdens your shoulders. The persistent echoes of pain, guilt, and shame, along with the endless mental replays of what-if scenarios, have gradually released their hold. You've transcended the unconscious compulsion to prove your transformation or justify your worthiness for a new beginning when entering spaces. This need has dissolved because you've internalized a profound truth. You've already crossed the threshold into a new identity. The universe perceives you not through the lens of your past, but through the prism of your becoming. This spiritual evolution explains why previously locked doors are now swinging open. It's why circumstances that once pulled you into turbulence no longer possess their former magnetic force. You've undergone an irreversible energetic shift, and the world around you is naturally aligning with this elevated frequency. What you previously believed required earning now flows effortlessly toward you because you've removed the internal barriers that once blocked its path. There's profound freedom in knowing your past no longer authors your present narrative. You're released from the constant need to explain yourself or live beneath the shadow of previous missteps. Your decisions no longer require filtering through the perspective of your former self because that version of you no longer governs your choices. Your life story now emerges from an entirely different source, one rooted in the quiet strength you cultivated in solitude. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect is that your past hasn't vanished. It's undergone a transformation. The very experiences that once felt like weights have become testimonies to your resilience, stripped of their controlling power and transformed into silent witnesses of your evolution. Reflecting back, while the storms remain visible, you now observe them from solid ground, anchored and steady. This is your moment to stride forward without doubt, free from the whispered narratives suggesting inadequacy. You're no longer seeking permission to step into your envisioned life. You're claiming it with such unwavering presence that the past can't trace your footsteps anymore. Moving forward, you're liberated to create, love, and exist without carrying the burden of a narrative that's no longer yours. Your journey has shifted from escaping your former self to fully embodying who you are now and who you're becoming. You initially perceived this transformation as a solitary journey. The sleepless nights, the persistent questions echoing in your mind, the soul-shaking breakthroughs. You thought these experiences were solely about your personal growth. However, something more expansive has been unfolding behind the scenes. Without conscious awareness, your transformation has been igniting sparks of inspiration in others. Initially, the impact is subtle. Those around you begin posing deeper questions, moving beyond superficial conversations about weather or current events to explore life's profound mysteries, truth, and purpose. They've noticed a shift in your demeanor, observing how external chaos no longer disturbs your inner peace the way it once did. Though they might struggle to articulate it, they sense the fundamental change within you. This is the essence of proximity activation, the subtle yet powerful influence your presence creates in others' lives. There's no need for lectures or persuasion. You don't have to convince anyone to adopt your perspective. Simply by occupying the same space, your energy transforms the atmosphere. Your presence creates an unspoken invitation for others to question their established patterns and tune into their inner wisdom. This isn't mere coincidence. It's the natural resonance of awakened consciousness. Your light serves as a gentle reminder, awakening others to their own inner luminescence. If you've stayed with me until now, I want to express my gratitude for your attention. Should this content resonate with you, and you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. Your support means everything. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Until we meet again, take care and remember to subscribe for more enlightening content.